Hello everyone, apa khabar? Welcome to another video on I Wanna Learn Malay. In this video, we want to look at two words which are pronounced or are said differently from how they are spelled. So the formal or the standard pronunciation of these words are AMBIL and BAWA. But in conversations or when we're speaking to a local, you may hear the words pronounced as ambil and bawa. So there's additional K added to the ending of both words. Now, these two words can also sometimes be confusing as they, they can be considered to be interchangeable in some conditions. So let's look at each one of them before we dive into examples. So the word ambil or ambil means to take or to fetch. So if you're taking something, that's ambil sesuatu. If you are fetching someone, it's translated to ambil seseorang. For example, this sentence, saya cuma ambil satu benda. Saya cuma ambil satu benda. Or a standard pronunciation is saya cuma ambil satu benda. So that means I only took one thing. Another example, dia pergi ambil anak dia di sekolah. Dia pergi ambil anak dia di sekolah. So this means he went to fetch his child at school. Okay? So those are two examples of different usages for ambil. One is to take and another one is to fetch. Next, let's look at the word bawa. So it has several meanings. Essentially, it is to bring or to carry. But it can also be used as a form of to drive. Driving a vehicle, for example. So if you look at examples, dia bawa 4 beg. Dia bawa 4 beg. So this means he brings 4 bags. There isn't really an explanation of why it's pronounced as bawa instead of bawa in conversations. Probably over time, that's how it was said. Another example, abang saya tahu bawa bas. Abang saya tahu bawa bas. So that means my brother knows how to drive a bus. Now let's look at a few examples of how to form sentences. We look at these two sentences which mean two different things. The first one, can you help bring a cake? So how do you say that in Malay? So here we are using to bring, which in Malay is bawa. So the full sentence is, awak boleh tolong bawa kek tak? Awak boleh tolong bawa kek tak? So here we add the tak at the end of the question. So you would expect a reply of a yes or a no. You can refer to our previous video which addresses this form of question in Malay. Another example below is different from the one above. Can you help fetch the cake from the shop? So in this sense, we use ambil because it's to fetch the cake. Awak boleh tolong ambilkan kek dari kedai tak? Awak boleh tolong ambilkan kek dari kedai tak? So hopefully you could notice the difference between the two different forms or usage of bawa versus ambil. The next example, so how do you say, I went to take the car from the workshop? So in this sentence, we are fetching the car from the workshop. So we use ambil. So the full sentence is, saya pergi ambil kereta dari bengkel. Saya pergi ambil kereta dari bengkel. It's different from the next example. I brought the car to the workshop. So bringing is in Malay is bawa. So the full sentence is, saya bawa kereta ke bengkel. Saya bawa kereta ke bengkel. So this sentence, saya bawa kereta ke bengkel, can also mean I drove the car to the workshop. So in this sense, it can mean either to bring the car or to drive the car. Okay, last two examples. How do you say, Eric carried 5 boxes himself? So if you're carrying something, it's bawa. Boxes in Malay is kotak. So the full sentence is, Eric bawa 5 kotak sendiri. Eric bawa 5 kotak sendiri. So this is different from the following example. Eric took 5 boxes for himself. So to take is ambil. The full sentence in Malay is, Eric ambil 5 kotak untuk diri sendiri. Eric ambil 5 kotak untuk diri sendiri. So that's all for this video. If you have any questions, please drop us a comment below.